Hello, Tampa home buyers. This is Lance Mohr with Future Home Realty. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season, and I want to wish everybody a wonderful year in 2015. So I pulled the statistics pretty early this month, and I wanted to go over them with you. I'm going to talk a little bit about active, then sold, and then I'll get to pending, and you'll find out why in a little bit. I'm going to go in a little different order. So we have active homes for sale, as you can see right here. Now, again, sort of normal. I mean, we're in, and I talked about this the last couple months, we're in the winter part, so October, November, December, some of the slower months of the year, and you can see they're gradually declining. Certainly sellers who need to get their home sold or really want to get it sold are on the market. A lot of people are in the fence, and you're going to start seeing more listings come on the market probably in the latter half of January, February. March is always the busiest month every year, so homes will be coming on the market more. So you could see it didn't have a lot of movement, especially percentage wise, from November to December. Now if we jump to the solds, it did spike up quite a bit in December. I am a little surprised with the spike, but not that it spiked up, only because bank owns, if the home is owned by the banks, they really want to get the home closed in December and get it off their book. The same thing with short sales, and a lot of buyers, especially if they're buying a primary resident home, they want to get it sold in or get it closed in December so they could get their homestead come January 1st. So it's not too uncommon you're going to see a spike up in December on the solds. And as you can see, the short sale the sales pretty much remain the same. The bank owns went down a little bit to 18%, and then traditional sales went up to 76%. Now, let me go over what's going on here in the pending, because I think, as I probably told you back in the summer months, we got a brand new MLS service, this company called Matrix, and they pull things a little bit different than our old one, and it caused some hiccups. Now if you look on line number 11 right here, you're going to notice that the short sales back in March were 38%, and in February and January they were in the 40s, and last year they were in the 50s. But it's been steadily climbing down, so 38, 36, 34, then it dropped to 26. I thought, that's pretty unusual right when our multiple listing service changed, but didn't think much of it. Dropped a little bit, quite a bit here, and then went back up to 32. But then the problem is, you could see the huge drop, and it consistently stayed in the 20s. Well, what happened is our multiple listing service was actually pulling all the pending sales, either active with contract or pending. So anything that had a contract on it, it was pulling them for the last 6 months. Well, the problem is the short sales, number 11, the distress sales, and the traditional sales were all skewed a little bit. The bank owned didn't really get touched, and here's what happened. A lot of short sales are taking longer than 6 months. So if they took a little longer than 6 months, the calculation got messed up. So that's what's happening right here. So you could see it went from 26 to 37, and it was corrected. So I had to go in there and start manipulating some stuff and changing it. But right here, the total pendings are fine. It's just the calculations right here. So it's actually, for home buyers, a lot worse than it probably appeared to be. And what I mean by that, if you look at 7% of all the homes in the market are short sales, but over 1 out of every 3 homes that actually are written or have a contract on it right now, whether it's active with contract or pending, is a short sale. But look down here, only 6% of all the homes that are even closing. So out of all the homes that are under contract right now, it's only about a 15 to 16% chance they'll close. I mean, they might eventually close, but in a given month, I mean, if you look at this, so that's very low. So just keep that in mind when it comes to pending, and this is something very important to keep in mind when it comes to short sales right here. So again, for the last several months, a lot of these numbers right here on line number 11 and even 13, because it takes the total distress keeps the short sales and bank owned, so it sort of messes the total distressed up a little bit, and the same with the percentages on traditional sales. Now, if we go back to individually, right here, the statistics, as you can see, we're still in a very low, we still have a very low level of inventory. I think buyers are going to probably could have a little bit of a rude awakening if you are a buyer and you're just waiting on the fence. In 2014 overall, it was a good market. A lot of buyers were buying, sellers were selling. Of course, the inventory was quite low, but a lot of predictions, a lot of people and economists predict 2015 to be a little better market, and the inventory to still stay relatively low, and it's just supposed to pick up with the economy is supposed to pick up as well. So we'll see how all that plays out. I would, if I was a buyer, definitely look at getting off the fence if you're on the fence, because interest rates still are very, very low right now. The inventory is low, can be a little discouraging, I know, especially if you're not going about buying a home the right way. And sometimes if you're feeling a lot like a gerbil on a treadmill, I would definitely suggest watching my home buyer webinar, tbuyerwebinar.com. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to give me a call. If you're looking at this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I hope to talk to you. I hope you have a great year in 2015. Take care.